Yes, sir. How's it going, man? So, first off, I want to say thanks a lot for doing this, and then also I want to say to Emery, really really nice work with the NEBQ process. I'm actually studying the same thing, so that was great to see that in action. I got a question real quick, Zach. I'm working with a guy right now. He is currently he's living in the house. I guess his parents had died. I got two people. His parents had died, so I guess he left it for him and his brother, and the brother is like standing in the way of him kind of getting rid of it. Like, is that something that you can do something with if like one person agrees and then the other doesn't?
You can, but it's not going to be a clean transaction.
Okay.
So do they not want to sell it because of the money or because they just want to keep the house?
Well, okay, so the brother, I think he just wanted to keep it, and then the other one, he did want to get money for it. So I guess it's like that right there, because I guess it's their parents' house, and the parents died, got killed or something in a car accident. So
I mean, it's going to be very hard to wholesale that house. I'm just saying.
okay, okay.
If it's money, we can kind of make it work it well. But like, let me ask you a question. You got to figure this out pretty quick. Who's paying for the taxes this year?
Well, the guy who I was speaking with, who's living at the house is, but he's on disability. He ended up in the hospital. They tried to take a bullet out his brain and ended up making him go blind or something like that. And now he was home. Like, it's a long story. I was talking to him, and he said that he's been using his disability and stuff to pay the taxes, but he's still behind on them a little bit.
Is he the guy that doesn't want to sell it? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is easy. This is so
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
This is all right. So this I deal with the situation a lot, not because of that thing, which that is a tragedy. It's terrible. But I deal with this on one end, on probates all the time.
Okay.
Because what happens is somebody passes away, say a
Mhm.
dad, and then the son, who, let's call him a bum, doesn't do anything all day. Like he just chills out all day, does nothing. And he lives in his dad's house for free. And
Mhm.
that's the way it works, right? And he doesn't want to sell because he wants to live in the house for free. And then the sister needs the money. And then it's like, what do we do here, right? Same thing in the situation. So all the heirs, there's the guy living in the house, and is there somebody else that wants to
Mhm.
sell? So
Yeah.
what, two heirs, three heirs? What's the situation?
Well, he said it's just him and his brother, so there are only two.
Two. Okay. So the brother wants to sell it because he probably wants the money and he's
Mhm.
not benefiting from the house just sitting there, right?
Yep.
Brother is benefiting because he basically gets free rent. Taxes are cheap, right? Was it a
Mhm.
grand, $2,000? Like that's
Yep.
$200 a month. Taxes are very cheap for him. So he basically lives in there for free. So why is he going to run away from this free money? Like this is a free rent for him. Why is he ever going to not want to sell it? And so he's stuck in there. And so it's a clash of situations. And so the one thing that's going to happen is the roof's going to have to be new on there. They're going to have to
Okay.
renovate it. There's going to be now expenses that's going to go on. And what's going to happen is the brother's not going to want to pay for it, but he wants to live in there for free still. Usually the house just gets destroyed at that point.
Okay.
Is there property insurance on it? Probably not.
I don't.
Probably not.
The water's off in the house. Like he's like, there's got to be people coming and bringing like 5 gallons, and like it's a whole thing. Like I
He
said, the
probably can't
guy.
afford it, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. He can't afford property insurance. There's no water going on. There's probably electrical issues. If that thing burns to the ground,
Mm.
first of all, he's going to lose a brother, which is super sad. And number two, there's going to be the value of the property is going to be worth nothing.
Okay.
And so you need to explain this to the brother, which he's just going to get more upset over it, the guy that wants to sell it. But here's the truth. If this thing burns to the ground tomorrow because there's electrical issues and there's no water and just becoming disgusting, first of all, there's going to be more mold. He's probably not running the AC. So that thing's getting nasty. There's going to be like the property's just getting in disarray. And if the roof's going to, how old's the roof?
He already said it's about to fall in, and somebody stole the AC system and they stole the copper pipes.
Is this Macon?
Huh?
Is this Macon?
You said is it
What
Macon?
city?
Oh, Kansas City,
Yeah,
Missouri.
sounds like Kansas City. Okay, there's some parts of Kansas City. That's more of a Macon, Georgia thing, but okay. Dude, that's a toughie. Stealing the AC. That's man. There's only like 5 cities I know that happens. Okay, so St. Louis is another big one. All right, yeah, if the AC is not running, there's mold. The roof's probably old. This is where you gotta explain. I'm gonna coach the brother. Hey, brother, tell your brother that unless he pays for the AC and the roof, 10, 15 grand, we got to sell it.
Okay.
He's going to say no, and then he's going to be forced to sell it. That's the way we got to do it. Now, this comes in an ethical dilemma. Do we really want a blind guy on disability to go somewhere he can't go because he can't afford it? Now, I don't know what to go from there.
I know. Okay.
This is not I can't make that decision. So I'm not going to force anyone to sell anything. I'm just going to give the truth to the guy, and you make the decision by yourself. I don't know how to handle that situation. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not a social worker. I want the best for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
If the guy's going to be on the streets, I'm not going to want to wholesale a house even for 50 grand. I don't think
Okay.
that's the right thing to do. So it's a toughie.
Yeah, I feel that. Last I got another question because I'm actually working with another lady who I was doing like a little drive for a dollar and I seen the house and ended up like trying to find them, but I couldn't. So I found the people, like I started adding a bunch of people on Facebook that was related, got in contact with the sister, talked to her today, because her brother ended up getting killed or whatever. And basically I basically just told him that it looks like they are behind on the taxes or whatever. And she gave me a call right away. She's like, "Hey, call my mom." But again, the brother was kind of young, so he ended up getting shot and killed. And I don't think it was like a
Jeez.
will or anything on it. So like now the mom is taking care of everything. So how would you go about like what is to, and I know this might be a little bit of a silly question, please forgive me, but how do you go about something like that where maybe there wasn't a will, but the man is dead and now the mom is taking care of everything?
Yeah, so this is I hate this. So I don't in my local market. There's not really I don't wholesale in. I hate to say it, I don't know how to say it the right way. When people get shot and killed, those are usually statistically more in high crime areas. So
Yeah.
I usually avoid those for wholesaling because a lot of cash buyers don't like that. But I have specific areas which I'll do. Now this seems like so I do with probates all the time. There's no will, so I can tell you off of that.
Okay.
This is definitely a extraordinary circumstance. But when there's no will, you just gotta go through the probate. Most likely, the mom. Is there a father there too?
No, she only
Divorce.
mentioned her mom.
Okay. I think in a probate situation, the mom would get the house,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then it'd have to go through probate. But it depends does the guy have brothers and sisters?
Well, that's how I got because I was inboxing like the whole family, and then she finally wrote me back, and just based on what I had told her, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'm his sister. What you want to know?" And then that's when she gave me her mom's number. So I called the mom, but she hasn't answered. But I wanted to have the information before I even got in contact with her, just to kind of prepare her properly.
Yeah. Honestly, like, let me tell you what I would just say it because this situation's a mess, and you know
Okay.
this. But we
Mhm.
get paid in proportion to the problem we solve in wholesaling. In this situation, I'll explain. I don't know what the judge is going to give on the property on the probate.
Okay.
I know it's going to stay in the family, so the money can split whatever way you guys want, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is, if the judge says the brothers get it all, you guys can split it from there. It's up to you guys, really. But what the judge is going to do is we're probably going to file a probate, and the judge is going to decide it goes to the family. He might split it between the family. It depends on what the wishes of the family members are. If they're
Okay.
all in agreement, everyone just splits whatever the house is worth. Then from there, you'll be good to go. Now you can present a contract and probate. I'm pretty sure for the state of Missouri, you can do that. I would ask a title company
Okay.
and they can explain a lot better because they deal with this. And you
Mhm.
can basically right now today have all the family members sign a contract to sell the property to you, and in probate you can get it sold right there. And then
Okay.
boom, they get the money. And so I would just ask a title company, just their specific Missouri laws. We do probates in Kansas City all the time, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But
Okay.
no, basically what's going to happen, really, this is not legal advice, but a judge is going to be like, okay, who gets the property? Well, there's a mom, and then family members give it to the family. Seems like the
Okay.
right thing to do. And that's what they're going to do.
Okay. Thank you
They're
for saying
stressed,
that.
they're overwhelmed, they're grieving, right? You just help them out, right? Like, you just got to make it simple, not stressful, and try to help them.
Okay. Last thing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. If I have, so one thing I really think I had confused is I was thinking that the contracts were automatically like non-refundable. Obviously, that's not correct though. Like when they put down the earnest money deposit,
For the cash
um,
buyer,
for the cash buyer, and I have someone right now who is they don't really speak much English, but I had some people talking to them in Spanish or whatever. But now they're trying to pull out. How do you do you guys have the contracts on maybe like how to protect yourself so that the title company doesn't just end
yeah,
up sending
it's
the
easy. Did you
okay.
give our did you use our assignment agreement?
Yes.
On our assignment agreement, it'll clearly state if they're not getting that EMD back once they
Okay.
sign that. And guess what? You are going to explain to that title company that they don't get their EMD back. It's going to be held in escrow. And now it doesn't work in the way that it sounds sexy, where they're like, "Oh, Ace, here's the $3,000. Here you go." It doesn't work like that. It's going to be held in escrow, and then it's going
Mhm.
to go to the state. You're going to have to just dispute it,
Mhm.
and so they're not going to get that money back.
That's what I was told that it will go. They were going to put it in state or whatever.
Yeah, it'll go to
Um.
the state.
Okay. So there's
I
no
hate to
way.
say it. It's mostly a scare tactic, so they don't back out.
Mhm.
But it'll go to the state. It might cost you some money to go fight it, but you will get the money back because they signed it.
Okay. Last thing. So, like, say for instance that it does go to state, because somebody told me that there was some way that you can make them sign a contract beforehand, so that if they don't go through with it, then the money is released to you. The buyer and the seller has to both
That's
sign. That's stupid.
it's not escrow, and so that's going to be it's up in the air if that's legal or not.
Okay.
If they're paying
Okay.
you a consulting for the lead, that it gets weird.
Mhm.
With our lawyers and everyone, and talking to multiple title companies, most of them won't accept that.
Okay.
So we're just
Okay.
making sure it's legal, and
Mhm.
you will get the EMD. How much was it? $3,000.
Yeah.
You'll probably get $2,000 of it after
Okay.
paying fees and everything.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm not even gonna hold you up anymore. I
Do me a
appreciate
favor
you.
though, because this is your money, okay? Make
Mhm.
sure you let the title company know not to give them the money back. Because some title companies are stupid; they'll just give it back.
Oh no, they already have told me because yeah, it's the whole thing. But I definitely will appreciate you and your tips. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
And
Have a
last
good.
one, sorry. Do the right thing. Let the cash buyer know two things. Number one, you could still buy it. You get your $3,000 back, but you got to buy it.
Okay.
And it might force their hand just to buy it because they want to be out $2,000 or $3,000. And if not, you can give them the credit for the next deal they buy. But I probably want to do that. So just let them know. Do the nice thing. Hey, you're going to lose your EMD.
Mhm.
Buy the property. If not, I'm going to get it.
Okay.
And then
Thank you
from
so
there,
much.
don't send them anything. I just want to make sure you get your money. Don't send them anything because everything you do and say to the cash buyer will be used against you if you go
Dang,
to court.
that's actually really good advice. Because I have been kind of messaging them, but thank you for saying
Don't
that. And
threaten. Don't say anything mean. Right?
okay.
You're gonna lose everything. You need to do it now. Don't be like, hey. Unfortunately, with our agreement, you got to make it all professional. I'd use
Yeah.
Chat GPT. Like, make it say this as if a lawyer, and it'll save you out. So try that. You'll do good. You got your money. Don't worry. And I'm always
Oh,
here to help.
okay. Thank you, Zach. One last thing, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
exit off of here. I seen someone. You know how y'all always be like, you require proof of funds. I seen somebody like, oh, well, you can get a fake proof of funds letter from
Oh
a
yeah.
website. So like, what's the point of asking for proof of funds if somebody can just get a fake proof of funds letter?
This is simple. So if you are asking if I'm a good cash buyer in my city and you ask for my proof of funds, I can just, $5 billion Chase, I can Photoshop it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know if this is real or not? Guess what you're going to do? You're going to call Chase Bank and say, hey, I'm confirming proof of funds for a
Ah,
transaction, account number blank, 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 blank. Is there $5 billion in Zach's bank account? No.
damn.
And I can have Chase Bank right now say, send a letter or create a letter showing I at least have $1 million in my bank account. And
Mm-hmm.
Chase Bank will make it. And guess what happens if I fake it?
What?
I go to jail for bank fraud. I'm,
Damn.
I'm, I'm, I'm frauding you with the bank, right?
Okay.
So Bank of America, Chase, Citi, like the big banks, if they make a certified letter and
Mm-hmm.
somebody alters it, that's bank fraud. That's illegal.
Okay.
Now, if I have a letter that says this is Zach Capital Group will extend funding for that, that's stupid. Anyone can get that. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My 11-year-old cousin can get a $500,000 line of credit. Okay. Make sure it's from a legit bank stating that. And then also ask them how many properties they've bought for cash the past 12 months. Give me the
Okay.
address and give me the title company. I like to call and verify it.
Okay. That's perfect. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you. And God bless. Have a good one.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Appreciate it.